Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. So it is the day of the Wisconsin primary, and we have some various polls that we were discussing yesterday where it shows that Ted Cruz has a massive lead over Donald Trump. And a lot of commentators out there have been saying it's the end of Trump, that's it, this is it. No one is going to reach the necessary number of delegates in order to get the Republican nomination. And Trump and Cruz are both finished. They have both destroyed themselves. We're going to be going with basically a white horse candidate that is going to come in, gallop in, and save the day. So that's what we've been told. Well, apparently we have this new poll that has come out, and I was watching Fox News, and they brought this up. But there's this new poll that came out, and it's from the American Research Group, and it shows that Trump is leading at, this is a pretty big lead, 42% compared to Ted Cruz at 32%. So that is a 10-point lead if this new poll is correct. Now, this is the most recent poll coming out of Wisconsin. However, according to the information that we have here based upon the average of polling data from Real Clear Politics, Cruz has a lead of 4.1%. Or excuse me, 4.1 points, I should say. And Ted Cruz has 39%. Donald Trump is behind at 34.9%. Kasich, he's just completely out of this entire race at 19.6%. Now, I will also tell you that I have an article that is up on CowgerNation.com, and you guys can go there and read that now. But in this article, I talked about how the GOP establishment is going to destroy the Republican Party. Because you have a lot of establishment rhinos out there that are talking about how we need to completely just forget about Donald Trump and Ted Cruz both, and we need to select someone to be our nominee that is presently not in, any of these primaries or any of the caucuses. We have to select someone that is an outsider, like Paul Ryan or like Mitt Romney. That's what we're being told now by the Republican establishment. Paul Ryan jumping on board with this. We have an article here for you on what Paul Ryan thinks about this entire thing. We'll be getting to that here very soon. But it's really just absolutely amazing to see how chaotic the Republican Party has become. I mean, you have people that are now calling for a complete abandonment of all the present candidates. And we're going to go to someone else. Donald Trump? Nope, can't have him. Donald Trump is gone. You're going to have Ted Cruz? Absolutely not. Ted Cruz is horrible. I mean, guys, it's so absolutely ridiculous, but that's what's taking place. They are completely forgetting about democracy. They're terminating democracy, just like the Supreme Court did. And they are saying, we don't care what our electorate wants. We're going to select our own nominee. Why do we even waste the money and waste the funds on campaigning in these various states if we are not going to select the nominee that has the majority of the votes or the majority of the delegates? It doesn't make any sense, but that is where we are presently at. Now, according to what we have from Time magazine, Ryan is saying that he will not be surprising anyone by coming out as the Republican nominee. That's what he said, period, end of story. Now, I also remind you that you have to take everything that Paul Ryan says with a grain of salt, because he also stated that he will never consider being the Speaker of the House unless you have a united House that is an advocacy for his throne, okay, basically. Well, what if the same exact thing happens here? And right now, Paul Ryan is saying, period, end of story. I'm not going to be the surprise nominee. No one knows what they're talking about. But then at the last minute, he says, well, if both sides, if conservatives and the establishment unite, then I will consider it. Because we've heard the same rhetoric from politicians time and time again. Paul Ryan is a regular, average Joe politician. All right? First they say they're not going to run. Then they say they are going to run. I mean, it goes back and forth, and then And the only reason why they do that is because it's a good PR stunt. It's a good way to get media attention. No, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I'm considering it. I'm convinced I have to. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to enter the race. And then he enters the race, and boom, there's another story. So it's all popularity gain for these people. Now, what we have here is that this is from redstate.com. And of course, redstate.com is adamantly in opposition to Donald Trump. They have been outspokenly in support of Ted Cruz. And Leon H. Wolf, released an article here on Reince Priebus, I believe is how you pronounce it. Reince Priebus. That's it. And he's the chairman of the Republican Party. Well, anyway, he stated that there will be severe consequences for Trump because he has broken the loyalty pledge to the Republican Party. Those of you who do not remember, there was this loyalty pledge that was supposedly signed by all the Republican candidates that were running in the Republican primary. And everyone was forced to sign this pledge in order to get on the ballot. Well, you had all these candidates that signed it, and they forced Trump to sign it. And then what ended up happening was that you have all of these other candidates. You have Ted Cruz, you have John Kasich, that are now saying, well, I don't know if I'm going to support Donald Trump. So they are breaking that pledge. And then, as a result, Donald Trump said, I'm not going to promise to support the Republican nominee then if they're going to break their pledge against me. Because if they're going to try to shove me out and they're going to try to prevent me from getting the nomination, if they're going to be dishonest with me, I am going to run third party. That's what Trump is saying. And he would have every right to, even as the establishment rhino, Lindsey Graham, said. No offense to the WXMB listeners that like him. But Lindsey Graham even said that that will give Donald Trump an excuse to run third party, and it will be the fault of the Republican Party if they allow him to do that. If they decide to have a brokered convention like what they're planning. Okay? So anyway, according to what we have here from redstate.com, responding to Trump's decision, this is Reince Priebus, responding to Trump's decision to abandon his loyalty pledge on ABC's This Week, Priebus said the decision could deepen Trump's delicate troubles. Those kinds of comments, I think, have consequences, Priebus said. And so when you make those kinds of comments and you want people to fall in line for you, it makes it more difficult. If you were running for president of the Boy Scouts and you said that you don't know if the Kiwanis or the Boy Scouts or whatever you're going to go with, I think that it makes your challenge even greater to ultimately win those kinds of posts, he added. It's not different for the Republican Party. So that's what he said. And see, the thing that I don't get here is, what about Ted Cruz? What about John Kasich? See, guys, I am a political commentator, and I also discuss various religious issues out there from the perspective of being a Christian evangelical. Okay? Now, when it comes to the Republican presidential primary, I have said multiple times on this show that I refuse to endorse any candidate for the GOP in the primaries because that is their job to win the election, to win the primary election, not mine, not anyone else's, all right? That is their job. So I refuse to endorse anybody unless there would happen to be zero conservatives running except one. Then I would probably weigh in on it. But I have said that Donald Trump and Ted Cruz, by the definition of Ronald Reagan's for conservatism, Donald Trump and Ted Cruz would both fall into the category, I believe, of being conservative. So therefore, I am allowing them to duke it out, and we'll see what happens. That being said, what I think is very, very wrong is the behavior that many people are taking part in that consider themselves conservative political commentators, because they're either taking the side of Donald Trump or they're taking the side of Ted Cruz, rather than reporting this from the issue of trying to, inform listeners of what is going on here, rather than trying to stay unbiased on the issue of which one are you going to support, and rather than giving fair commentary. In other words, if Donald Trump does something wrong, you're going to say it. If Ted Cruz does something wrong, you're going to spit it out. Rather than doing that and holding to the standards that they hold themselves to every time that we're talking about Democrats, they just completely ignore it. They ignore. They become loyal to a specific candidate, and in their eyes, that candidate can do no wrong. That doesn't happen until, we get to the general election now. But I have a problem with that. If Donald Trump does something that I disagree with, I'm going to let you know about it. If Ted Cruz does something that I disagree with, I'm also going to let you know about it. John Kasich, he always does stuff that I disagree with, and I always let you know about it. That being said, what I find very troubling here is that what about Ted Cruz and John Kasich both saying that they are going to have trouble supporting the Republican nominee if it is Donald Trump? I mean, you have Ted Cruz that has even said, I refuse to even acknowledge that Donald Trump has a chance at gaining the Republican nomination. And, to be completely honest with you, that is absolute ignorance and arrogance on Ted Cruz's part, because Donald Trump has a very good chance of getting the Republican nomination. An absolutely outstanding chance at it. I mean, you have 20% of Democrats that are supporting him over supporting Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. That's 20% of Democrats. According to that poll, assuming that it's still relevant, you also have 8% of Republicans that have said that they will cross over and vote for Hillary Clinton if Donald Trump is the nominee. So, 20 compared to 8, that's a pretty big difference there, and we still win with Trump. So, there's a very good chance that Trump is going to be the nominee. And to simply say and, just fail to acknowledge that possibility is out there, you're simply just fooling yourself. And if Donald Trump is not the nominee and he has the most delegates or the most unpopular votes, there are going to be a lot of people out there that are not going to vote for whichever Republican you decide to nominate if it's not Trump. If you decide to pick Ted Cruz over Trump when Cruz does not have more delegates or does not have more popular votes, or if you pick Kasich, or if you pick Jeb Bush, or if you pick Marco Rubio, what's going to happen is that you're going to end up splitting the Republican Party even more. We're already divided. Imagine what's going to happen when you end up having a brokered convention and you alienate both Donald Trump supporters and Ted Cruz supporters, because it's exactly what the Republican establishment has in mind. Because what a lot of Cruz supporters do not understand is that any call for a brokered convention is not only an attack on Donald Trump, but it's also an attack on Ted Cruz. The Republican establishment does not want neither Trump nor Cruz to be the nominee, and they're going to do everything that they possibly can to prevent that from happening. And that's why it just absolutely irks me when I see Donald Trump and Ted Cruz going against each other, when both of them together would have had an absolutely amazing chance at taking out Hillary Clinton and also uniting the Republican Party and getting us back to the principles that we needed. But that didn't happen. That did not happen. Ted Cruz decided to start attacking Donald Trump. Donald Trump retaliated. And yes, I will say, in all fairness, it was Ted Cruz who attacked Donald Trump first by saying that Donald Trump would not be able to, or saying that people would not be able to trust Donald Trump's hands on the nuclear codes. So whether you want to admit it or not, Ted Cruz was responsible for that. Ted Cruz was the aggressor, was the one who went after Donald Trump first. And when Donald Trump responded, then all the conservatives started attacking Donald Trump in talk radio, except Rush Limbaugh and really Sean Hannity. And they pointed out, hey, you know what? How is Donald Trump going to how can you attack Ted Cruz? Well, Ted Cruz attacked Trump first. If Ted Cruz would have minded his own business and wouldn't have went after Trump, making it sound like he's some sort of maniac that is going to nuke every country that is on existence that outside of the United States, or in existence outside of the United States, we wouldn't be having this big debacle between Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. And that's just the way that it is, whether you want to admit it or not. And like I said, I am in the primary elections. I'm not going to commit myself to any candidate. I'm going to say it like it is.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time. Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
JP Morgan is now holding a record 55 million ounces of silver. Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting another financial crisis, and over time, they're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. Silver is trading below its production costs and is predicted to double by 2020. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. If you find a better rate, they will easily match it just for you. Plus, their specialty is precious metals IRA rollovers for the ultimate in IRA security. Be one of the first 20 callers today to receive their free definitive gold guide, plus their exclusive A Sterling Time to Be Buying Silver report. They have an A-plus rating with a Better Business Bureau, so call the experts at Capital Gold Group now and see what investing in gold and silver can do for you. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. Once again, that is 1-800-932-4108.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement, and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 25security.com. That's the number 25security.com. 25security.com. Go to 25security.com.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Bank on Yourself. Bank on Yourself is a company that basically teaches their clients how to invest money, how to prepare for their retirement, how to reduce their 401ks, basically how to manage your money wisely. And the president of the company is Pamela Yellen. She has investigated over 450 financial products and strategies in search for an alternative task and voluntary of traditional investments. She has appeared on every major TV and radio network, and her articles and interviews have appeared in thousands of publications and websites. And she is a New York Times bestseller on Bank on Yourself Revolution. Now, if you'd like to find out more, you can go to 25security.com. 25security.com. Once again, that is 25security.com. You know, running for the presidency is supposed to be about portraying yourself as the most professional candidate fit for the office.
Caiden Cowger.
So what does Hillary Clinton do?
Somebody had to say it.
She barks like a dog.
You know? Who let the dogs out? 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 You know?
Show notes and segments from today's show will be posted at CaidenCowgerProgram.com. If you're on Twitter, just follow Caiden Cowger at Caiden Cowger.
That would be the best decision of your life. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. It is absolutely great to have you with us. Oh, yeah. So, we have the Wisconsin primary going on right now as we speak. No one knows who's going to win yet. Some people are saying it's Trump. Some people are saying it's Cruz. So we will have to wait and see. And, of course, I will be giving you the full reporting on the results tomorrow. But that being said, Hillary Clinton also has a problem here. Because according to what we have here from the National Review, and after the whole Trump thing, I've been very careful reading the National Review. I really haven't been turning to it much for information anymore. But that being said, apparently, according to a National Review article, Hillary Clinton has a woman problem. She has a woman problem. And, I really don't, it's not all that surprising to me personally, because I really don't think if I were a woman that I would want Hillary Clinton to be the representative as the first woman president myself. That being said, apparently a lot of women out there feel the same exact way. This is by John McClone and Jim McClone, I guess they're brothers or something, on the National Review. Stephen Shepard of Politico wrote an important article last week about Donald Trump's rock-bottom ratings with women, and his low standing with women has certainly become a much-discussed topic among pundits analyzing the Donald Trump candidacy. An overlooked story, however, is that Hillary Clinton, who might become the first female president in the history of the United States, isn't far behind her unfavorability ratings among women. Our just released poll shows that in shows that in her unfavorability ratings among women, our just released poll shows that Donald Trump has a 68% unfavorable rating among women. So that's what they're saying. He has a 68% unfavorability rating among women. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. Personally, I don't believe that that's accurate. I don't. I think that if it came down to Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, you would have a lot of women out there that would be crossing over and voting for Donald Trump, okay? I mean, you have to, like I said, when it comes to everything regarding Trump, you have to be very careful reading National Review. I don't even trust them anymore because of their propaganda that is out to destroy the Trump campaign. I don't like that, okay? If you're going to report something, then let's report something that is viable, that's based upon substance, not just this, ridiculousness out there. But anyway, continuing it. Our just released poll shows that Donald Trump has 68, blah, 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 blah. But 58% of women say that they view Hillary Clinton unfavorably. So 58% of women say that they view Hillary Clinton unfavorably. Now, personally, I think what is going to end up happening is that if you nominate Donald Trump as being the Republican nominee, more than likely you are going to be seeing a lot of Republicans that are going to be voting for him along with Democrats. I think both genders. I don't think it really matters. I think he's going to win predominantly well with women. I don't think it'll be all that bad. I think that Donald Trump more than likely would be the nominee if Ted Cruz voters will end up sucking it up and voting for him. But, I really am not too sure anymore. Because a lot of Cruz supporters have turned into a bunch of Glenn Beck bots, and they no longer care about defeating the liberal left. All they're worried about is defeating Donald Trump. And that is something that is very concerning to me because we no longer have our priorities straight. I mean, at one point in time, that was our sole focus. Our sole primary focus was defeating the liberal left, defeating the Democratic Party. And now we have just completely gone into the civil war in the Republican Party, not among the Republican establishment, but among the two outsiders that are running. And it's just absolutely amazing to me. I mean, you'd think that if anybody would be at war, it'd be Donald Trump and Ted Cruz versus John Kasich, who is a member of the establishment Republican Party. Not the two outsiders, Trump and Cruz, that are combating each other. But, I will say that, and, who knows? I mean, at this point, perhaps my prediction could still come true, where this is all just a big game that Cruz and Trump are playing, and eventually they're going to unite. Who knows, all right? Maybe this was just a big conspiracy to get the election to come down to Donald Trump and Ted Cruz, like I said, could very well happen several months ago. So who knows? I don't know what's up their sleeves, but I do know one thing. Donald Trump definitely knows what he's doing. The man is a genius. He's been able to stay in the election this long, and we will have to see what happens. That being said, I think that it is, going to, like I said earlier, I think it's going to completely destabilize the Republican Party if there is a contested convention. And Ted Cruz has decided to speak out against this as well on Breitbart News. You have Michelle Moons that has released an article. Republican presidential candidate Senator Ted Cruz, Republican from Texas, of course, told reporters on Monday that the establishment's idea to parachute in some white knight other than himself or Donald Trump is nothing but a fevered pipe dream that would cause a revolt. And Ted Cruz is absolutely right. If you end up having a brokered convention, it's going to cause not only Trump supporters to be upset, but Ted Cruz supporters to be upset. So you have the two most angry groups that form the majority of the Republican Party that are going to be on the backs of the GOP establishment. Now, let me ask you a question. From a political perspective, does anyone honestly think that's a good idea? I mean, if Lindsey Graham even says that it's a bad idea and agrees with conservatives on that, I mean, you're even getting the nuts that are supporting you. I mean, no offense to Lindsey Graham supporters there. Although I will say, if you definitely need to primary that guy because, he has stood for things. I'll give you an example, right? Like I said, this is an evangelical talk show. For those of you who have not listened to me before, Christian conservative talk show. Lindsey Graham, not socially conservative, not a Christian conservative. He has supported social liberalism on multiple occasions, says we need to soften on social issues and accept same-sex marriage. So therefore, yeah, he needs to be primaried and get him out of South Carolina, right? Do me that favor, please. Because I tell you, I know that the people, I've been going to South Carolina ever since I've been a little kid, all right? That's why I was so honored to be put on WXMB down there on 101.5 FM. Because Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, basically a second home to me. All right? I know my way around there just about as much as I know my way around my hometown. So that being said, it's really just absolutely pathetic when you have this guy that is not even, correctly representing what the people of South Carolina believe in office. And, people in that state, you're really going to have to primary the guy. I mean, I'm not going to encourage you to vote for the Democrat over him if it would come down to that. But I will say, Lindsey Graham definitely does need primaried. Continuing here, though. Before a Fox News town hall, and this is according to Breitbart again, before a Fox News town hall event with Megyn Kelly in Madison, Wisconsin, Cruz declared that such an event ain't going to happen. If it did, people would quite rightly revolt. He's correct. The event will air on Monday evening, which already aired, hours before Wisconsin Republicans make their choice in the primary nominating contest or whatever. So that's what we have going on there. So, guys, if that, Lord forbid, would happen, can you imagine? I mean, this election is already crazy. Completely crazy the way that it is. If we end up having a contested convention, I mean, it's just like the Republicans want to lose. I mean, that's what it almost seems like to me anyway. And I've told you this before, my theory. I think that you have a lot of establishment Republicans out there that are not all that displeased with the idea of losing. And the reason why I've said that is because I personally think, I don't have, the information to prove it, although I'm sure that if I was given a little bit of time and the resources I could, I'm pretty sure that the Republican Party is able to generate more money, is able to generate more donations when we have a Democratic president than in years when we have a Republican president, because people are so concerned that the country is going down the toilet, they want to stop it from happening, so they donate to the GOP. That's personally what I think, could possibly be true. Don't have any, that's just my observation.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Bank on Yourself. Bank on Yourself is a company that teaches you how to invest money, how to prepare for your retirement, basically teaches you how to save money. And they are offering a free report right now that you can sign up for, 18 pages, absolutely free. You can get that by going to 25security.com. That is 25security.com. All you have to do is just type in your first name, last name, primary email, and they will send it right your way. That is 25security.com.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 25security.com. That's the number 25security.com. 25security.com. Go to 25security.com.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Bank on Yourself. Bank on Yourself is a company that basically teaches their clients how to invest money, how to prepare for their retirement, how to reduce their 401ks, basically how to manage your money wisely. And the president of the company is Pamela Yellen. She has investigated over 450 financial products and strategies in search for an alternative task and voluntary of traditional investments. She has appeared on every major TV and radio network, and her articles and interviews have appeared in thousands of publications and websites. And she is a New York Times bestseller on Bank on Yourself Revolution. Now, if you'd like to find out more, you can go to 25security.com. 25security.com. Once again, that is 25security.com. You know, running for the presidency is supposed to be about portraying yourself as the most professional candidate fit for the office.
Caiden Cowger.
So what does Hillary Clinton do?
Somebody had to say it.
She barks like a dog.
You know? Who let the dogs out? 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 You know?
Show notes and segments from today's show will be posted at CaidenCowgerProgram.com. If you're on Twitter, just follow Caiden Cowger at Caiden Cowger.
That would be the best decision of your life. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the youngest syndicated radio personality in the history of talk radio. Great to have you with us, Caiden Cowger here. So, let's see what we have going on now. Oh yeah, vandals keep urinating on Donald Trump's Hollywood Walk of Fame star. That's a great news story. They are urinating, they are defecating, they are defacing Trump's Hollywood Walk of Fame star, according to what we have here from Breitbart News. There's a picture of his star with a swastika on it. That's great. And I guess 90% of that was probably by radio host Glenn Beck. But that's just, that's unproven. And that's simply just a possibility for legality purposes. But anyway, from what we have here on Breitbart News by Daniel Nushabrum, vandals cannot or will not stop urinating and defacing Donald Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The star, located at 6801 Hollywood Boulevard, has been the target of repeated vandalism over the past year. In January, someone drew a swastika over it in black marker. That followed an incident in September in which an unidentified person painted a large yellow X over the star. Even Spider-Man got in on the action last summer. And you have the dog that, did his business right there on Donald Trump's star. But the level of vandalism has reached new heights in recent months, with people and at least one dog urinating and defacing the star. So it's nice to hear how tolerant the liberals are. I mean, isn't that great? Now, if we would be doing that to something pertaining to Hillary Clinton, or to, say, one of the openly gay movie stars that are there, Neil Patrick Harris, for example, and we were doing it for, that purpose, can you imagine how all the names that we'd be called, how absolutely disgusted the media would be with us? I mean, we would be called homophobic, we would be called sexist in the case of Hillary, or one of the other stars out there, or a star out there that has her own, plaque or whatever thing on the ground. Can you imagine what would happen if we would do something like that? We'd be called sexist, we'd be called every name in the book, intolerant, but hey, the liberals do it. Well, there's nothing wrong with trying to stop intolerance. I mean, you cannot tolerate intolerance. That's her frame. That's her phrase. You cannot tolerate intolerance. But if you are not tolerating intolerance, then that means that you are intolerant to intolerance. So if you're intolerant to intolerance, then that means that the people who are originally intolerant, that you're claiming are intolerant, can then in return be intolerant to you, because you're being intolerant to them for being intolerant, when you're saying the people who are intolerant cannot have any tolerance. So hopefully I was able to explain that for you very well. That's liberalism for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's why this program and many other conservative talk shows on air, especially via radio, serve as a beacon of light, because we're the only ones that can expose the absurdity that liberalism is. Okay, so that's just my explanation of everything. Now, another thing that we have here, this is, oh my gosh. So you remember how we discussed the possibility of Hillary Clinton becoming maybe the first lesbian president, because you have two of Bill mistresses now, including Jennifer Flowers, that are saying that Hillary is a lesbian, that Bill told them that Hillary is a lesbian. So, the thing that really just is amazing here is that we have this new article from, this is great, from I believe it is, let me pull it up here. Sorry, I lost it. From the Daily Mail. And apparently, what ended up happening is that you have Huma Abedin, and this is Anthony Weiner's wife. And Anthony Weiner was the one who took a picture of, how could I phrase this? His last name. And this, so they have immorality very rampant in their family. But she made a quite disturbing remark regarding Hillary Clinton. And we have it here for you. I'll go ahead and read it. This is from thedailymail.com. Our eyes connected. This is what Anthony Weiner's wife was saying, who serves as Hillary Clinton's right-hand woman. Huma Abedin. Our eyes connected, and I thought, wow. Hillary Clinton's top aide, Huma Abedin, gushes about presidential hopeful and describes the moment they first met. So she goes into a very emotional detail here, discussing how close their relationship is. And guys, I will remind you, this is the woman that many have claimed is Hillary Clinton's lover. All right? Huma Abedin spoke about meeting Hillary Clinton for the first time in a new interview, where she also revealed her fears over the State Department's release of the Democratic frontrunner's emails from her time as Secretary of State. You know these things that happen in your life that just stick? She walked by and she took my hand and our eyes connected. And I just remember having this moment where I thought, wow, this is amazing. That's what Abedin said. And it just inspired me. And you know, I still remember the look on her face. And I thought, and it's funny, and she would probably be so annoyed that I would say this, but I remember thinking, OMG, she's so beautiful, and she's so little. Clinton's top aide said on the Call Your Girlfriend podcast that she had met Clinton once before, but just as she took a group photo with the new White House interns. Oh, well, yeah, we know the Clintons and interns. Abedin also said that she was terrified about the release of her boss's emails, especially since she is on many of the exchanges that have been made public. It's something I can't really think about, but I can't even totally imagine what's in those emails, she said. I would probably be completely mortified. I have no idea. I haven't read any of them. Well, obviously she's read some of them if her email is in there, because you have a message to Huma Abedin and a response from Huma Abedin. So obviously she knows very well what's in those emails. What I tell you, guys, it's so absolutely outrageous. Then she added, I have a policy. I have never read anything about myself. I could count on one hand how many actual interviews I've done. I've never read them. I just don't want to know. If it's about me personally, I honestly just ignore it. One of those exchanges between the two was about Clinton's inability to get a fax machine to work and Abedin's repeated attempts to get her to hang up the phone so she could reestablish a connection with her document. When asked about those emails, Abedin said, I think what you read in the email is a little bit of frustration that it wasn't working, and my frustration that she couldn't figure it out or whatever it was. But the backstory here is that we very often, it was unusual when secure faxes were coming through, that we had some challenges with them coming through. The FBI continues to investigate the emails Clinton received on a private server and address, while tens of thousands of her exchanges have been released so far by the State Department. So anyway, that was Huma Abedin's remark. She stated, when I first met Hillary, our eyes, they connected, and I thought, wow, she's so beautiful. A few words that Bill Clinton has more than likely never uttered. But that, no, I'm so sorry. Oh, that was so misogynistic of me. I apologize. No, well, then again, we're talking about Hillary, so.
Caiden Cowger. Keeping America straight. Somebody had to say it.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Bank on Yourself. Bank on Yourself is a company that teaches you how to invest money, how to prepare for your retirement, basically teaches you how to save money. And they are offering a free report right now that you can sign up for, 18 pages, absolutely free. You can get that by going to 25security.com. That is 25security.com. All you have to do is just type in your first name, last name, primary email, and they will send it right your way. That is 25security.com.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 25security.com. That's the number 25security.com. 25security.com. Go to 25security.com.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Bank on Yourself. Bank on Yourself is a company that basically teaches their clients how to invest money, how to prepare for their retirement, how to reduce their 401ks, basically how to manage your money wisely. And the president of the company is Pamela Yellen. She has investigated over 450 financial products and strategies in search for an alternative task and voluntary of traditional investments. She has appeared on every major TV and radio network, and her articles and interviews have appeared in thousands of publications and websites. And she is a New York Times bestseller on Bank on Yourself Revolution. Now, if you'd like to find out more, you can go to 25security.com. 25security.com. Once again, that is 25security.com. You know, running for the presidency is supposed to be about portraying yourself as the most professional candidate fit for the office.
Caiden Cowger.
So what does Hillary Clinton do?
Somebody had to say it.
She barks like a dog.
You know? Who let the dogs out? 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 You know?
Show notes and segments from today's show will be posted at CaidenCowgerProgram.com. If you're on Twitter, just follow Caiden Cowger at Caiden Cowger.
That would be the best decision of your life. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I think that with 58% disapproval of women, and I'm talking about Hillary Clinton's popularity rating with women, that is. With 58% disapproval of women, I'm pretty sure that is my free card to be able to pick on Hillary a little bit. Because when 58%, a majority of women, do not believe that Hillary Clinton represents them, I believe that would mean that by picking on Hillary Clinton, no one can say that we are somehow misogynist because we are targeting a woman that none of the women like. So, yeah, that's just what we have there. And you know, I honestly have to say, Hillary Clinton is just pure evil. I mean, she is evil. She is immoral. The entire Clinton family is immoral. They do nothing but promote immorality. They have normalized adultery in politics. Congratulations, Bill Clinton. And to be completely honest with you, anyone who wants them back in the White House has to be, you know, either misinformed or completely out of their ever-loving mind. Because who would want that back in there? I mean, they completely embarrass themselves. They embarrass their daughter. They embarrass their country. And that's what we want back in there again. They did not have the decency to get out of politics after all this. I mean, all they do, they crave power. That's what it's all about. It's all a power grab. They don't care about anybody other than themselves. And that's why so many Democrats are hoping and praying that Bernie Sanders gets it, which he won't. But that's why a lot of them are saying they hope Bernie Sanders gets it, because secretly, deep down, they dislike Clinton too. They cannot stand Hillary Clinton. And amazingly enough, the Democratic Party has become so liberal that they believe that Hillary is a conservative. That's how far left the Democratic Party has gone now. So, you know, guys, this election season is going to be quite interesting. I think right now, and I'm just going to tell you, if Cruz supporters do not snap out of it, and if Donald Trump ends up getting the nomination, and Cruz supporters do not vote for Donald Trump, you guys probably ought to be looking for some homes in Jamaica or somewhere, because Hillary Clinton will be the next president of the United States. No doubt in my mind, if conservatives completely abandon the GOP over not supporting a conservative candidate, simply because it's Donald Trump, and Ted Cruz and Glenn Beck do not like Donald Trump, so they're basing their support upon the personal beliefs of an individual rather than an ideological view. If that ends up happening, we're done. We are done. We are done as a party and as a country. And people really are going to have to snap out of this, and we're going to have to remember that we are all like-minded people, all right? Donald Trump is like-minded when it comes to conservatives. So is Ted Cruz. They are both like-minded individuals. So stop trying to say that there's this huge difference between Cruz and Trump when both of them hold predominantly the same ideology. I get so tired of it. I mean, I really do. I get tired of this stupid feud that's going on. I've had enough of it. And it's time to start focusing on the real mission here, and that is taking out the Democrats and taking out Hillary Clinton. I mean, these people are supporting immorality. They are supporting fiscal irresponsibility. They are supporting higher taxes, and that's what we honestly want another 8 years of. My gosh. I mean, for crying out loud, guys, I mean, we have to get actual leadership in there that is going to benefit this country. And, well, as Trump says, make it great again. Be it Cruz or be it Trump. I don't care. I just don't want Hillary to get the nomination or get the presidency. I don't want to have to refer to Hillary as President Clinton for the next, Lord forbid, 4 to 8 years. That'd be horrible. Absolutely terrible. So you remember that next time that you hear the word never Trump or never Cruz, which never Cruz really doesn't exist. But it really needs to, we have to end it and unite. Guys, I want to thank you for listening to us tonight. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. And for the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, God bless, and God save this nation.